Good morning, everyone, our fellow listeners from over 195 countries across the globe. We appreciate your support, and we love the fact that not only are you listeners of the podcast, but you are also participants in the TARTLE marketplace. So kudos to you for being data champions. Jason.
Champions! Sorry, I love when you say data champions. It pumps me up. I'm like ready. I want to, you know, the boxes they have at the Olympics, the gold, silver. Yeah, I want to stand on that and just have that data champion medal put around my neck.
But the thing is, I want a bunch of those boxes all at the same level.
Yeah, we have to have them. Everyone. Yeah, I know.
Sovereignty? Data sovereignty?
What are those flags, Alex?
Oh, the European Union.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So 92% of data from the West is hosted in the United States. Check this out. There are no European companies in the top 20 of global tech brands. There are no European companies in the top 20 of global tech brands.
That's amazing.
4 nations from the EU want to do something about it. So the leaders of 4 of European countries are calling for the EU to adopt a joined up strategy for how it shares and controls data.
Yeah, they realize that we over here in the West have all these servers with all this information, and we've done a very fine job of extracting that information off the labor of the people in many countries across the globe. And so now the EU is like, damn, we're falling behind.
Yeah, and German Chancellor.
Merkel?
Yep. Danish Prime Minister, Estonian Prime Minister, and Finnish Prime Minister say now is the time for Europe to be digitally sovereign. They also say this.
Oh, they want to be sovereign.
Yeah.
So they want to take back control of all the servers.
Well, listen to the words they use. This is they need to talk to us. We have to foster the digital single market in all its dimensions where innovation can thrive and data flow freely.
Oh,
we need to effectively safeguard competition and market access in a data-driven world. Critical infrastructures and technologies need to become resilient and secure. It's time for the digitization of governments in order to build trust and foster digital innovation. Did they steal that from our website?
I actually asked them that on the phone. I had a call with the European Union, and I said, it's really funny. I was like, after I read what you guys read, which you posted after the fact, it literally looks like you took it right off of our website. I told them this on the phone. I've had this conversation with them, but they just feel that they don't have any grip, no power, no control. They think if the servers sit in the United States, that's where the power sits. That's a fundamentally flawed idea, because it's not the fact that the servers are in the U.S. that determines the power, right? It's how the people use that data and who thinks that are in control of the use of that data. Their demand for sovereignty is an idea of that we just want to be in control. Am I wrong? You feel like you're at an economic loss. So you feel that if you claim data sovereignty and put up rules and regulations that say if there's European users and you have data centers in the U.S. on European users, that can't be a thing anymore.
Yeah, they also, when they look at control and they automatically say, oh, okay, it's in the hands, there's too much power and it's in the hands of the large tech companies. And so everybody's shifting the blame to Google, Facebook, and all these large tech companies.
Blame.
Instead of understanding that you are in control of your digital destiny.
Yeah, the individual. We need to make a song about you being in control.
We need all our listeners out there to make. We want to throw some songs on the intros and outros of our. We'll throw some new ones on. Yeah,
we'll buy.
So we'll go out. We can come out on the episode with your song that you make.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah, it would be awesome. We'll put different ones on there.
We're gonna have to create a data packet where we buy individual songs. Oh, you put a song up there? Can we buy this from you? This will be the new intro for TARTLE. Our new TCast artwork. Can we buy that from you?
Yeah, we can through the TARTLE marketplace.
Our new intro for Sherpa Vision. Can we buy that from you?
Love that.
Yeah.
So the quartet of heads of state have weighed in alongside the quartet.
Oh, so now they're in just some sort of musical ensemble?
Yeah, all 4 of them.
Yeah. Oh, the music.
I'd like to hear those
the music.
4 prime ministers sing.
Oh, my gosh.
The quartet of heads of state have weighed in alongside a growing number of calls for a rules-based system that allows for greater ownership of vital technology assets, because that's what they are, at a local, national, and regional level.
Oh, so none of them at the level of the individual.
No.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
local, national, and regional level in the European Union.
Lame. You know what I think about that? You know what that sounds like? SCAM. Scam.
Yeah. And they said this in an attempt to highlight the challenge Europe faces over having control over its digital destiny. The letter has highlighted 3 key areas. So let's talk about these 3 key areas.
I feel like I'm smashing my head against a wall.
Identifying Europe's potential strengths and strategic weaknesses in the tech sphere.
Mm-hmm.
I know Spotify's in Europe, right? They're in Sweden, aren't they? Is Sweden in the European Union?
It's not in the European. Is they part of the union?
It's Spotify's headquarters in
No,
Sweden.
because the Swedish krona, they use the krona. They don't use the euro.
Yeah. Because I know that's probably top 20 tech companies, I would think.
Oh, yeah. Spotify's killing it.
Yeah, their stocks through the roof, like $280 a share.
The kingdom of Sweden.
Yeah. So, and that's where Spotify's at it, right? I think.
Sweden, and then I'm going to do Spotify. Yeah.
So that's number 1, identifying Europe's potential strengths and strategic weaknesses in the tech sphere. Number 2 is widening the use of open markets and supply chains to avoid an over-reliance on proprietary systems. TARTLE.
I don't want to call TARTLE the great equalizer, but because it's our company,
Yeah.
we're going to call it the great equalizer.
No, but I mean, when they say they want widening the use of open markets, what is TARTLE?
It is what I would define as the most perfect open market.
And then how could you have an over-reliance on proprietary systems? TARTLE is not the data is not like...
The data's for everyone to analyze.
If TARTLE wants to get data, we have to go in and purchase it off the system.
Yeah, just because people are banking with us. I don't get
here's
free
a
fundamental difference. I'm so excited about this.
Yeah.
Banks, when I deposit my money with them, they play around with it all day long.
Yeah.
They invest it, do whatever they can, whatever, and they're also insured.
Mm-hmm.
When you bank your data with TARTLE, we don't invest it. We don't touch it. We don't move it around.
It's encrypted. We
It's
don't know
yours.
anything about it.
We can't read it. None of that stuff. That's for you. So when you think about an open market, a place where you actually own something, it's proprietary to you until you choose to share it with somebody else. That seems like a beautiful open market, does it not? And I spoke to the European Union about this, and they were deeply intrigued at our design. And I said, listen, whether or not you want to work with us or not, we're going to do it without you.
Yeah, and it just creates a ton of unity. I mean, TARTLE is exactly what they're looking for. Listen to number 3. Creating an evaluation framework to ensure technology use remains in line with broad European ideals of delivering social, scientific, and economic benefits.
Oh, that's pretty much sounds like what's going on with TARTLE.
Yeah, we could ask everyone that's in the European Union
what do you guys want to do?
Social issues, scientific issues, and economic benefits.
Where do you want investment to go?
Right.
If you want to economically benefit people in the EU, buy the data from them. Oh, look at that. Think about the financial empowerment you're starting to do with just that alone. Oh, this is great.
But like when we get into these large tech companies, breaking them up is not the answer. You still hasn't solved the philosophy of.
Bro, you know what this reminds me of? Rockefeller, Standard Oil.
Yes.
Break them up. They're too big. That's not the solve. The solve is not to make these things into all these other tiny little pieces that connected together still have that same power. No, it's you need to give the power to the individuals that are creating that data.
And then why aren't people bitching about telecom industry? That there's only 3 or 4 main players now. T-Mobile bought out Sprint. So
SCAM, another scam.
Yeah.
Surrounded by scams.
So, and they're collecting tons of data
We talked
off
about
of
this.
a phone.
We read the T-Mobile privacy policy the other day.
Yes, you guys should go listen to that.
Scam alert,
Yeah.
big old stamp.
So this is a key. Are you ready? This is government at its
Give
best.
me a big old skeleton key. That's what I
There
want.
are also calls for digital sovereign policies to help answer questions like when a technology company does business globally, where should it be? You ready? What do you think the word is? Where should it be? It starts with a T.
Oh, where should it be? Oh,
Where should it be? It's something the government loves to do to its people. It starts with a T.
Oh gosh.
And we hate it more than anything.
Where should?
In the United States, we have a corporation that handles this, and they don't.
Where should it be taxed?
Yes, of course. That's the thing.
Hold on,
they're worried
taxes.
about. So that's the number one thing that's really this whole article is smoke and mirrors that gets to this point. The United States is making too much money off
This
of
is
data.
it. Remember I told you? They don't give a shit about you or your data. What they're fundamentally interested in is having power over the data so they can make money from it.
Well, they even clarify it. Listen to this. And at what point does a cross-border Financial transaction fall under the jurisdiction of a particular tax authority.
Oh my God.
Do you get all those words? Cross-border, wrong. Financial transaction,
We want an open marketplace, but we want to be able to tax the whole thing.
and fall under the jurisdiction of a particular tax authority.
Nice.
So now you're setting up shell companies because they're setting up. We're setting up. Facebook has shell companies. Google, they all have shell companies in Europe because you pay less taxes. Europe's trying to say, okay, you got too much data collection in the United States, so we want those taxes.
Do you know how many of them are going to go set up under the Luxembourg model? All of them. Come on. Get out of here.
So whenever you have 149 zettabytes of data that's going to be created, copied, and consumed around the world, and a zettabyte is, you use 10 bytes of data in a single typed word. So you got to figure out how, a zettabyte is way more than billions.
Isn't it 1,000 terabytes?
And an estimated 9% of all data in the Western world is stored on U.S.-owned servers, and this becomes the problem because these regional national governments, when they're looking at data, they're like, how can we use this? Now data is the new currency, so how can we use this to? It's like marijuana, like New York, I think is voting on it today or something, or they're trying to. Yeah, but it's like the only reason they're even interested is because the tax is on it.
Yeah, let's vote if people can smoke a plant. I cannot.
Yeah. But
I'm gonna do a vote on TARTLE. I want to know before the government knows.
So the EU has a General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR.
Yep.
And this is how digital sovereignty manifests in everyday life. It seeks to unify how personal data is looked after online through rules and regulations and with the threat of punitive sanctions. Under the terms of the GDPR, any organization, no matter where it is based, must abide by a set of data management rules if it wants to trade with customers in EU countries. Those rules make it possible for individual citizens to take more control of how their data might be used. It also sets potential fines of almost $25 million for data breaches. So here's my question. What are these set rules and who is making the rules in digital sovereignty? Why is the government
deciding for people and their data how it should be managed? The individual should decide how their information should be managed. A government does not need to tell an individual the asset that you create is for them to define how it's used, where it's stored. It's yours.
So you want to put rules and regulations on my data is what I'm getting from.
I feel like I'm going to...
And now you're squabbling what country it's in.
I feel like I need to grow my hair out, rip my clothes off, and run through the trees.
But how is this good? How is this good for people?
It's not good for people. It's good for the government. And just because it's good for government, when's the last time that's been good for people? Huh? Someone give me an example.
Yes.
Somebody, please.
So
I haven't seen it.
To close out the show, Alex, and I've said this before, and I want people to understand this. How important is it to claim back your data for you?
It's like claiming back your life. If you've given your life away to a job, okay, and you're like, man, I've lost who I am. I don't even remember who I was or what I wanted to do when I was growing up.
Right.
You got to claim that back. So if you're creating all this data, fumbling around on your phone 24 hours of the day, every single day, from now on, only going forward, because that will only increase.
Yes.
Claim that back. It's your time.
Every word you type, everything you do.
It's not a government's time.
Every gigabyte of data you have, that's yours.
It's yours.
You created it.
You put the labor in. You had the thoughts, the behaviors. That's all you. That's your life, not the government's ownership of your life, not a business's ownership of your life. That's for you to decide.
They already do it where you exchanging time for work. Now they're wanting to do it on with data.
Now they want to get the other side, the whole other 50% of you.
How many times are they going to tax you?
Well, they're going to tax you until you're squeezed dry.
On your work, on your work, on things that you purchase, on things that you exchange, on things that you trade.
I gotta tell you, dude, it's just not respectful. The whole way that thing's written is just totally disrespectful. It's disrespectful to human beings.
Well, I mean, it's also when we look at it, it's a lie with the whole idea of digital sovereignty. Mm-hmm. It's digital sovereignty to the
don't use that
to the
word.
Government.
Don't use that freaking word.
It's not for me.
It's for the government's sovereignty.
Yes.
They want to act like the Vatican. They want to be untouched.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not your choice. It's not your data.
We know better.
Guess what? Let me tell you something. If I'm a person in Europe and I'm using a system, I chose to use that system and it's based in the U.S., I put my data there.
Yes.
It's not for the European government to decide that data needs to be taken back so they can tax it. That's simple enough.
It is so aggravating when we see this over, because we read these articles, we go through this stuff, guys, every single day. 7 days a week we're in this.
Constantly.
And constantly in this world. And we see this, and truthfully, TARTLE, we want to be this world data marketplace. And if we have billions and billions of signups, we have influence. Just as Facebook does, just as Google does, TARTLE would have that same influence.
Can you define what we is, though?
It's the people.
Thank you. We, the people.
That's what I'm saying.
Have the influence, and not just the United States. I'm talking about all these countries, recognized by the United Nations or not. You all have influence.
And then governments will have to look at TARTLE, which is us as the people, and say, "Oh, okay, this is how you want to run your data."
And if the government,
now we need to react, because that's what governments do. They react.
They react. And if the government comes to TARTLE and wants to ask a question, I'd be like, "Hold on a minute. Do you have some money so you can buy the data packet from the people, and then they can decide how they want to answer that question for you?
And if they want to sell it to the European Union, go right ahead.
You want me to speak for them?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I built this tool for them. This team built this tool for them.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a question about the way it's run, ask the people how they feel about it. Don't
Yes.
hammer me.
Yes.
Billions of people across the globe chose to sign up. You're trying to function here in your one little border, and you're like hammering me with it. I got 195 other borders I'm looking at.
Well, it's TARTLE's borderless.
Totally borderless. It's really an open market.
It's an open market.
You know what
it's a
reminds me of?
global open market.
The internet is, there's this thing called Memex. You ever heard of it?
Mm-hmm.
DARPA designed it.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, we need to create a new way to look at information on the internet, because really it's completely underutilized. Google search indexing sucks.
Right.
Really does. We think it's all great when you Google search, but it's so limited in the capacity and the gains that can actually happen from true searches, truly evolved indexing across all different types of data.
Mm-hmm.
All right? That's using the internet properly. Giving control of people's data back to them is using that internet properly. Using the internet for open markets is using it properly. Using the internet for blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies is using it properly. That's all it is. That's using it properly. When you really respect human beings, when you respect the tool to elevate human nature, behavior, all those things, that's the internet used properly. Rules, regulations, and taxes, those are limiters. That's your upper limit problem. The world's going to smash through that. And these countries will come around and they're going to ask questions. What do we do? How do we figure it out? It's not for you to figure out. It's for the people to decide what they want in their future.
Take back your data.
Take it back.